All right, everyone, welcome back. Let us continue our music player. In this episode, we'll build all the functionalities that relates to the playlist. And so here I'm at the end of the file. We are already at 400 and about 60 lines of code. That is just for this file. The other files too are there. And let me just give the comment. So playlist functions. The first one that we want to look at is to create a new playlist, of course. So let's come back to our DB functions and see if we have any functions to get us all the tables, current tables in our database. Okay, there's nothing like that. So let's create a function that will get us all the current list of current tables in our database. So let's call it, let me just give the comment to get all tables in the database. And let's call it get playlist tables because the tables are our playlist. This one will return a list, but it doesn't take in anything. We just have to do this traditional thing of connecting and all those ones. So let's just copy this. Okay. And in here, you just replace it with the app database because that's what we are connecting. The command will be select from, select star from, and then this one we are not selecting from a table, we are selecting from the database itself. So this is how the syntax goes: SQLite underscore master where type is table. It should be in like a Python string inside a string, something like that. So select from SQL master where type is equal to table. This is how we can get a list of all tables in our database. And then you can say table names should be equal to cursor dot fetch all. And then we can now convert it to a list. You remember it doesn't bring it like a list straight away, so we have to now modify the output a little bit to be usable inside our application, like the way we want it to be. So we can now say tables equal to, and then it's let's make it a list comprehension. Table underscore name, and then we pick the first element for table underscore name in table names. Okay. But if you want to see why it is being done, you can actually leave it and then print table names. You see that. Or let's just try and do that and see. If we return table names, and that means you have to comment out this one because that line will not be reachable. Okay. Then let's come to our main and what we're creating. So let's just attach it to the new playlist. So maybe let's call it new playlist or something like that. Okay, and I think we call it get. Let me just come back and then copy this. So tables equal to then this one. Then let's just print tables. Make sure to get it imported. Python does it for me when I hover my mouse, but if it doesn't do it for you, make sure you do yours. And then let's come up where our connections are. Okay, this place, I think this is the favorite. We didn't give a comment. So favorite. Okay, that we don't get confused. You know that the lines of code are getting larger by the day. They are increasing by the day. So this place will also be for playlist suite. And then self dot should be something playlist, new playlist. Yes, new playlist btm dot clicked dot connect. Want to connect it to self dot new playlist. Okay. Now let's run it and see. Come to playlist, click on new playlist. It looks like nothing has happened, but let's bring up our terminal. You see that this is how it returns it from the um, database for us. So it brings us all of this, and that is why we have to format it to get the playlist that we want. Inside it is a tuple that all of them are in. So let's see how we format it to get everything that's the way we want. And that is to do it this way. So we just fetch the first element for table name in table names. That is all. And then here we will say return tables. So this one will give us this be able to use it. Okay. Back inside our main.py, we still maintain that, just that we will no longer be printing it, we'll be using it for another thing. Okay. Everything up in a try except block. And creating new playlist error. And we can move this one in, close this side, we need more space. And let's call it existing so that we know that those are the existing tables. We have to now make a comparison. If the user types a name that already exists, then maybe the person wants to replace it. Or we just have to prompt the person that the name already exists. So name, now what you are doing now is to create a little pop-up that will allow the user to type a name. So name, and then should be equal to Qt widget, not the Q table widget, Qt widget. Looks like it's not imported. PyQt 5.qt widget. Yes. Dot Q input dialog. This one. No, dot get test. And then here we pass in self. We also pass in the label or the title of the small window that will pop up. So create a new playlist. I think I should have wrote it all down. Okay. And then after the title, we also now need some description for the user, which we can say what we are prompting the user to do to enter enter playlist name should be enter playlist name. And this one will return the string if the user types it in. So let's just check if the person actually types it in or not. We can say if name equal to empty, then it means the person did not type anything. Then we can prompt the user that playlist name cannot be empty. That will be kill message box dot information, not okay, let it be warning. Information, I prefer the information. It's more friendly. Then we just pass in self as always, and then the title also we can say name error, and then the actual message itself we can say playlist name cannot be empty. Okay. After that, oh, after that, then we can just return. I think I should be able to wrap this, wrap the test instead of it going here far to the end. Other than so, if it returns, then it will stop the function for us. But if the person types a name, then this is what we want to do. Else, so if the person types a name, there are two things. Either the name already exists or the name doesn't exist. So in the case where it exists, we have to prompt the user that, hey, the name that you typed exists, so choose another one or replace the old one. So let's check the first condition if when the name doesn't exist. So if name not in existing, okay. The existing tables that we got up there. Then we want to create the do we have that function then? Create database or data, yeah, we do have that function. Then let me give a comment here. Create the playlist table. Okay. And in here, we have to pass in the table name, which should be, we are getting it from the name, so let's make it an F string. And let's say name dot replace. It will not be very good to put spaces in the table name in our database, so we have to take care of that in case the person types those things in. So name dot replace, and we want to replace all the spaces that the user will type with an underscore, just like this. Why is this thing showing an error? Now we are getting it as a test. I'm not sure this will worry us in the future. So that one has been taken care of, and then there should be a way for us to load the playlist again, but because now it doesn't exist, let's just add a function to load playlist to app. So that we will do this one later, so that it will kind of refresh itself in that that is the idea. So when you add a new one, you don't have to close the app and open it again before we see it. So, but once you add it, it will refresh itself and then bring the new one also into the app. But for now, let's leave it like this. And let's catch the second option where the name is already existing. So elif name in existing. Then we want to caution the user, so we can see a caution. Bring it up. equal to kill message box dot question, passing self as always, and then the title of this one should be replace playlist, and then the question itself should be an F string because we want to make reference to what the person has typed also. So we can say playlist with name and then what they typed, so name already exists. Do you want to replace it? Then the buttons that we want to use is skill message box dot yes, and then we can separate it with a pipe kill message box dot no. By the default that we want it to be always on is skill message box dot no. Okay, and we can look at the output of this answer. So if caution equal to kill message box dot yes, that means if the person wants to replace it, capital YES. Okay. Then now we have a function to delete a database table. Let's see. Because you have to delete that table before. Okay. For now, let's just assume that there's a function like that and then we'll create it later on. I don't want us to be switching back and forth like this. So let's just call it delete database table. And then it will take in one parameter, which is the database name, so the table name. So that one too can be an F string that we pass in name. It doesn't exist, but we'll create it very soon. And then after we delete the database name, the database table, then we create the new one. So create database or database table, and then we also pass in the name like we did before. But I think it should be like this one. I remember we have done replacement here so that we don't end up sending spaces in our database. Once again, we need to load. So this same comment should be here for us so that whenever we create that function, we come and replace them. And I feel like this whole place should be in a try except block. Not really necessary, but it's good, especially for apps that are growing large like this, so that we keep track of whatever that is happening. Replacing playlist error or something like that. Anything that you see as appropriate, then let's paste this in. Okay, it looks good. And in the case where the person does not choose yes, we also have to catch it. So that one you can just put a return there. So else return. And then now let's come and create this database, this function. Takes in the table like we did in the front end, and then app database, which equal to the app database. Okay, so to build us this routine, let me just copy this. Okay. And then the query here will be cursor.execute. And then we can just say drop table, and then we just pass in the table name. Okay, be sure to add the F in front. Must like to terminate also so that it will be in SQL. And then we can now, did we even close the connection for, we didn't close the connection for this get playlist. We didn't. So But first, let me wrap it in a try finally. Try, except, and finally plug. So try. I think I can. There's a way to do it. In PyCharm, I just hit Control Alternative T and I can wrap it in try finally. And this one is here, but I need an except also. So except, yeah, there's a possible that you get SQLite error. So SQLite dot error, maybe as E. And so this one we are catching it, and then we'll just print error getting table names, then E. And finally, we want to close the connection. So connection dot close. Okay. It's a good practice to close our connection. And then here, after dropping the table, all that we also need to do is to commit and close. So connection dot commit, and afterwards connection dot close. So now we can import it. Okay, I know it's growing large and large and large, but I hope you are understanding it. That is the main point. Okay, let's quickly build a function to replace these ones, because there's a high chance that if you don't do it now, you may even forget. Okay, let me try and collapse this so that I know where I am. So this function, let's just comment it as load playlists into app. So we can go playlists. We have to get all playlists equals to get playlist tables. And you saw from the printout that where is that one? You saw that I'm trying to bring it up, but I don't know where it has gone to. The favorite was also part because it's also a table. So we have to now remove the favorite from it. So playlist dot remove, and we want to remove favorites so that it will not be part of the ones we are bringing. And then after we have removed it, we can just say self dot playlist widget dot clear, because we clear it first, then we populate it. You let me leave this one, and then I'll come back to it later so that you understand why I'll do that. For playlist, in playlist, self dot playlist widget, no, clear playlist widget dot add item, and then we want to add an icon first and then the playlist. So that will be kill list widget item. Okay, the icon name is, and bring kill icon first. The icon name is this. Just type this URL slash img slash utils slash images slash dialog hyphen music dot png. Okay, and then afterwards we add the actual playlist. So we can go playlist. Okay, and so let's now come here. The first one is here, so self dot load playlist. Then let's no, I think we actually skipped the first one here. Self dot load playlist. Okay, so we have done a lot in here. Let me stop. The app is still. Let me stop it and let's just test it out and see what we have done so far. Okay, so playlist, create new, and this is the pop-up that comes. Let's just say first intentionally leave a space and go playlist. When I press OK, it says that we have some error. Okay, it's saying that the one we use doesn't have an attribute of replace. Oh, this should be Qt widgets dot Q input dialog. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Now the replace error will be gone. Back to this, you can just go first playlist. Look at the space I left in between, and I see that I actually did not type the first well, but it was created and then added, and with the icon here, just like that, beautifully. Okay. I think I have to open the database in the DB browser so that we compare things side by side as we go. Because I really want you to understand these things, not just to follow along and not be able to understand. So look at what is happening here, look at it actually in the database, and then we see that, oh, okay, this is what we did, this is what it caused in the database and all that. Okay, so I have the DB browser open, I've opened the database, and so I come to tables. You see that the first playlist I created is also there, and so that is it. Now let's look at how we can delete a the table or the playlist. We'll delete a playlist. Let's just define delete underscore playlist. Okay. The playlist of interest should be self dot playlist widget dot current item dot text. Okay, but this place makes some things difficult. Plus, what if originally if we try to now replace the underscores with spaces to reverse what we did up there, then what if there's a case that the person actually typed the name with an underscore, so that was the original, and now when we remove the underscores, it will not look like the original. Let's assume that they will not do that. So let me remove the replace from here for now. But I think we can just go around that one by making the person type only one name for the playlist. And that's one we can easily implement it. Like if the name comes, just split it. If we call the split, it will just split it on the spaces, and then if it is more than the length is more than one, we can just say that playlist cannot have multiple words or something like that. But okay, let me leave that one to you. But mine is completely assuming that the person, whether they leave spaces or not, will not really worry. So I will move the replace here. But if you want to keep this one still, then you can maybe use what I said. That is one of the ways to do it. There are many ways to do things in programming. And so I will restrict the person to type just one word. But for now, let it go like this. Okay. Once again, try. Maybe deleting playlist error. We want to call the delete database table, and then here we pass in the playlist. Remember that we have to also load the playlist, so that will be a finally block, self.load playlist. Okay, maybe let's continue the delete all playlist function. That one should be very similar to this. So let's actually know why. Every time the copy and paste comes in, then the thing starts flying around. Delete all playlists. Okay. So what we want to do here is to first get all the playlists. So playlist equal to get playlist tables, and then we know how to remove the favorite from it because we don't have to delete that one. So playlist dot remove and then favorites. So after we remove the favorites from there, then we can ask the user a question. Let's speed things up. I think we just have one here. The caution here. Okay. So caution equal to this one is delete all So this will delete all playlist and cannot be undone. Continue. So if the user wishes to continue, that's when they will press the yes. And then in another try block, we can, let's just finish this one. Say for playlist in playlist delete database table, and then we pass in this playlist just like that, and that is it. So let's wrap it in a try except Control Alt T for Python, and yes, but we need the except here also. So except exception as E, so that we will know what is happening. So print deleting all playlists error, and then we want to know the particular error, so E. Okay. Okay. So I think yes, that is done. Let's go ahead and then connect them up there. What's the name of that button? Let's see. Remove selected playlist. Okay. So self dot remove selected playlist btn dot click dot connect. Want to connect it to self dot delete playlist. This one. And you can duplicate it. This one, what is the name? Remove all playlist btn. No, this one is not remove. This one is remove selected playlist rather. remove selected playlist, and then this one will be delete all playlists. This one, yes. Okay. So now let's experiment by adding and deleting the playlist. Why didn't it show? And that is because we are not loading the playlist when the app starts. So let's come to where the init stuffs are. Maybe you can add it to this database stuff. So after loading the favorite into app self.load playlist also. Yes, this will do. So now when we come here, the playlist is there. I don't really even like the name, so let me create a new one. Another playlist, and there was an error, I'm sure. There's creating new playlist error. And then the syntax is near playlist. So let's see. Maybe where I deleted the things, I've messed something up. Okay. But I think it has everything to do with the space. Let me see. The space I brought another playlist, and then it comes in. So the underscore is actually very necessary. Maybe you can leave a label for the user also to tell the user that there should be no spaces in the playlist name. But let's continue figure that one out very soon. And yeah, I believe you've noticed that the first playlist has been rendered twice. Not that it is two times appearing two times in the database. No. If I come back here, you see that it's just one. Just one. The another playlist is also here, but it is rendering twice because when we are loading the playlist into app, where is it? We first have to clear the list widget. So dot clear, so that everything inside there will go, then replace it with, we'll load it and replace it again. So that is what will take care of that. So let's just try out the delete and the delete all, and let's know that it works. So if I select this one, remove selected, it's gone. Let me add it again. This one called test. It's in. Remove all. No. Move. Okay. Okay. Our app crashed at remove all. And that is the disadvantages of copy and paste. This whole part is not necessary. Hopefully it will work this time. No. Move all. No. Move all. Yes. I was expecting this thing to go. Let me run it again and see. Okay, the playlists were gone, but we didn't clear the. Okay. And that is because you have to call the self.load playlist. So self.load playlist. Okay. That should take care of it. So now let's see how we can add a song to a particular database table. You know the new table, we take the name from a pop-up widget, then use it. This time around, we have to get a pop-up drop-down. So the user will select from the drop-down what is their favorite, the list they want to add their song to. So we can just say here options. You understand why I'm calling it options very soon. Equal to, because we usually call it playlist or tables, but I can choose any other appropriate name. And then here we can now say options dot remove favorite. So playlist underscore, the reason I put underscore there is that the second one that will be returned, we don't need it. It returns two things, so we just need the first one. And that should be equal to Qt widgets dot q input dialog, q input dialog dot get item. Here we pass in self, and then we can say add song to playlist. That will be the title. Then the prompt to the user should be choose the desired playlist or something like that. Okay. But this one, we just have to provide one other option also. So we can say options equal to options. And then let's set editable to false so that the user will not be able to edit it. Okay. I think we don't really even need to set here options equal to options, but we'll just pass in the options and that will work. Let's connect it first and then we'll see how it behaves so that we catch it early. That will be self dot add to a playlist. This one was the name. Add to playlist btn. Okay. Self dot add to playlist btn dot click dot connect to self dot add song to playlist like this. Okay. The pop-up that came, still okay. Still the old one. QWidget.Q input dialog. Okay, I think I found the error. Should we say it's an error? That is because you see we've cleared all the tables in our database, and this favorite is not part of what we are targeting. So it is kind of returning an empty list. That is why instead of a drop down, it comes in like this entry box. So what I did was to insert the click to select at index 0, so that there will be something in there at least to create the pop-up. So now when I click on it, so that it's only the click to select that comes. Okay. And so let's prevent that one by creating test. Let's create maybe cools. Let's create country. And yes, those should do. Okay. So now when we run it, okay, actually we could have. And then you see there's test cools and then country, all of them over there. Fantastic. So now let's go ahead. So we have to now catch this condition because the person can actually select the click to select, and that we know doesn't exist in the database. So if this is called to click to select, then we can show information that maybe instead of select a playlist, maybe we can say And then we can say current index should be equal to, that's the current index of the song we want to add. So self.loaded song list widget dot current row. Okay. Then the particular song will be songs, not songs, songs dot current song list, and then at the index of the current index. Okay. So now that we have the song, we can just add it to the playlist. I think we should have a function already. Add song. Yes, this one is there. Then the song should be song, and then the table should be playlist, like this. Okay. Self.load playlist. Okay. But what if the user doesn't select a song, or the user has not selected a song, but the person still wants to add it? Let's create a condition to catch it here. So if song is none, can even be that the user has not loaded any song, and then they will let me just do that and see. I will not load any song. I'll click on add to playlist, and then it will work probably that an empty string will be, because if I select one now and then click on OK, it may work, but an empty song will be loaded into the database, and we don't want it that way. So if song is none, then we can just say kill message box dot information. We can just copy this here, and here we can just say unsuccessful, successful, no song was selected. Yes, then we return. So let me try and see. Delete. Okay, test. Okay, something is happening somewhere. Probably we should put a try except block somewhere. It was after we clicked OK, so that means it works maybe up to this place. Let's check the click to select and see if it works. So no playlist was selected. So up to this place it works fine. It is this place that is actually not even getting this. So let's just wrap this in a try except block. Okay, but this one we let it pass. Okay, but if we let it pass, how will the user know? It looks like it is failing silently. Okay, then let's bring this try except after the except after this one, and then we can now see that okay, if the song is not selected, that is when this will happen. So then we can say bring this part here to replace the pass. Can get rid of the if song is none, because the try except will take care of that one for us. Okay. And this one has to come one indent up. Okay. Let's try it again and see. Okay, then now it comes. That's great. Okay. So now let's load a song and see if we can add it to the playlist. We even have playlists. Yes, there are. And so let's add some songs. Add to playlist. Which one is this? Let me just say it's going to cools. Okay, and it looks like nothing has happened, but let me close the database, open it again, and then it's supposed to be inside cool. So if I go to browse data, it's that is there. The resume hire that I added has been added to the database. Okay. If you want to show up, if you want to show the user every time that the song has been added, you can do that. At this place, maybe the same queue message box dot information, and then you can now say that successful. And here can be os.path.base name of song. I was expecting Python to do this for me. Was successfully added to. And then what is the playlist name? Playlist. Okay. So let's just see. Add to playlist. Add to this one to country. Feeling happy was successfully added to country. You can do that every time if you want, but I think it will just be popping up. I don't think I would like it that way, but I'll comment this so that in case you like it, you can just uncomment it and then it will work for you. Okay. Now let's look at how we can add all current songs to a particular playlist. I think it will be very, very similar to this one. So let me just copy, probably up to load playlist. And then that will be add all current songs to the playlist. So df add all current songs to a playlist. Okay. Then let me paste it in. Everything will remain the same. We will have to get the playlist, add songs to playlist, and no songs in queue. This place, do we even have to get a song? No, but we can perform another check rather. So let's delete this part. And then let's say that if the length, so if length of songs.current song list is less than 1, then that means there's no song. So queue message box dot information passing self add songs to playlist. Then we can say that song list is empty. Okay. Return. Other than that, then it's to continue, and then we can say for song in songs dot and this should do. So let's just connect it up and see. I don't think we do have a functionality for that now, but let's just add it to this one just to test it out and see. That will add all, yep, current songs to a playlist just to test out the fun. Soon we'll connect it to the pop-up menu, the context menu, but for now let's just test it with this button and see. Let's load and then add to playlist, and let's just put it all inside tests. Okay, you can also implement the finished message if you want to, but I don't want it that way. Let's browse tests and see, and this is that all the songs now are inside test. Fantastic. So let's close this one out and then go back to what it was. Okay, now the next thing is to try and add the currently playing song to a playlist. So let's add the currently playing song to a playlist. I think that one should close there. Okay, then we look at how to view the playlist details also. So where is our playlist function? So add currently playing. Currently. Okay. So we have to check whether the song is actually playing. So that if it is playing, then we get the current song. You know that in the previous tutorial I show you how fine we can get it by the index of the selected song of the selected item in this loaded song list widget. But what if I'm playing the first one I have to, and then I just click on the last one? It happens, you use players and we do that. So I showed you a very professional way to get the song that is actually playing, no, irrespective of the selection in the song list widget. So now, let's check if the song is playing and what song is playing. Let's find out. Okay. Now check and say if not self dot player dot state equal to kill media player dot playing state. That means if there's no song playing, then this kill message box thing, we are really using it. I think we should have. Well, this is okay. It's okay like this. So, what should this one be? So, add song to playlist, and then we can say no song is playing in queue. No song is playing in queue. Okay. Then we return. I think inside the favorites there we found a way to get a song that is currently playing. Should be somewhere here. Um, okay, so this is it where any of the previous songs or whatever, and yes, this one will get us the current song that is playing. Let's just copy it, come down, and then Once we have this song, now we can repeat the process that we did up here. Um, just to speed things up. So this one, okay. Options will be the same, but this place will just replace this with, so this place you can just make a song. Okay. If that's this try except is not necessary, because if there's no song playing, it will already be determined at the top. So let's just remove this redundant code. Okay, should work now. Let's play a song and try and add it. I don't know which of the playlists do not have a song. Okay, let's just create a new one called new. Okay, and then come back and play a song. Let me set the volume very, very low. You know that it is playing because you see the slider is moving. So add to playlist and then to new. Okay. And you let me change the song to Raising Me Higher. And then select the Happy Christmas. I'm expecting the Raising Me Higher to be added to the name like this. So if we stop it, let's come back here, open the database again. And then now let's choose the new. You see that yes, those ones which are plain has been added. Yes, those ones which are plain has been added. That is what we are looking for exactly. Okay, so that one too is done. I'm currently playing song. The next thing that we probably have to do for the playlist is to load. Now when we come here, we should be able to load the selected playlist and feed it into the favorites. Like if you want to now load all the songs here into this song list, we should be able to do that. And then when we probably double click on it to, you should be able to see all the songs that are inside. So let's work on those two and see what we can do afterwards. First, let's work on loading the playlist song. So load playlist songs to current song list. Okay, so that one should be load playlist songs to current queue. But this one will take one more parameter, the particular playlist that we want to load. Okay. Loading songs from playlist error. Okay. And here we can fetch all the songs from the playlist. So we can say playlist songs equal to fetch all. Do you have? Yes, we have fetch all songs from database table. Fetch all from database table. And then the table here should be table. not playlist, sorry, playlist. Okay, so after we get all the songs, then now we can, but we have to first check if the playlist is empty. You have to tell the user, but other than that, then we load the song. So if length of playlist songs, not playlists, playlist songs equal to 0, let's just make it equal to 0. Then do you have a queue message box inside somewhere? Yes, it's here. Then we can say that playlist songs, and you can say playlist is empty. Playlist is empty. Okay. Then return. Other than that, what is the issue? Why the red arrows? Okay. If the length is empty, then return. Other than that, we also want to load all of them now into the database. For song in playlist songs, we first have to append it to the current song list widget, because that is the list from which we play our songs. So songs dot current list widget dot append song. And then after we append the song, now we have to add it one by one also to the list widget, like we have freshly loaded songs. So self dot loaded song list widget dot add item, and I want to add a kill list widget item. First is the kill icon, which is please, this is the URL /img/utils/music list item .png. Just type this address and it will work for you. And then the next thing we add in there is the song. Oh no, not just song, it will return the full song path. So os.path.base name song. So it will be just added like that, and all other things will also apply to them. Where is this error coming from? Let's inspect our errors. So around line 600 should be. So what is the issue there? Saying that except or finally expect. Okay, this one has gone up one indentation. So yes, now yes, every place should be calm now. So how we will do this connection is up here. It should also be in its try except block because of how the function behaves. So try, then self dot, what is the name of the button there? Self dot load selected btn dot click dot connect. And then now we have to bring a lambda because you now have to pass in a parameter. So self dot add, no, load playlist songs to current queue. Now we have to pass in the particular playlist, which should be self dot playlist list widget dot current item dot text. Okay, and then let's just say except, then probably pass. Sorry. So this one will load it. If it works, fine. If it doesn't work, it will pass. And it is necessary for it to be in a try except block, because when the app runs at first, all these code will be evaluated one after the other. So that doesn't mean the function will not be triggered immediately the song loads. It is triggered when the user clicks on the button. So if you don't put it in the try except block like this, it will give us an error. Okay, so playlist. I think after that, okay. One of them has many songs. Is it cruise or country or something? So I say load selected, come to song list. You see that the song that was inside there has been loaded. One of them had a lot of songs. Load selected. That one too. Is it new? I think that's what we added all the songs to. Maybe. Looks like it is clearing it before adding it. That is what it looks like it's doing. It looks like it clears it before. But we didn't tell it to clear. Let's see. Let me see the songs inside. This one is cool, so has only one song. New has two. Which one has the many songs? Is it test? Yes, test has many songs. So let's just try and then load in test and see. Those selected. The reason I'm not making it come back to this page after loading is maybe the person wants to load multiple. So I know that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs here. I'm expecting about 6 if I load again. So load cools 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it adds it. So let me load test again. So that okay, that's great. So now, of course, we can play it. But it will play, and then we can do all the functions by adding it to playlist and all those ones. That one too, we can do it. So the only thing we have to do now here is to connect the double click for it to show the playlist details inside. That one we have to now create one more file. That is how I like to keep things organized. So you have to customize a widget. If you watch, there's a video uploaded on how to make a paint application. I showed how we can customize a PyQt widget. So I'm showing it here again. This time around, it will not be a paint canvas, it will be a pop-up widget. So let's just say pop-up or playlist pop-up. Playlist underscore pop-up. And here we will need, I'll add it later. From PyQt 5, we want to import Qt widget. Here we also need Qt GUI, and then we also need Qt core. So it will be a class. You can call it playlist dialog, and that will inherit from Qt widget dot Qt dialog, skill dialog rather, sorry. So what we are doing is we are subclassing this skill dialog and we are customizing it. So let's get our init define underscore init, and inside there we have to pass in self. We will need optional parameters too, so there will be data and there will be list name. There will also be parent, which now let's set it at none. Okay. Then let's call the super class, or let's initialize the super class also. And in here, let's just put in parent. Okay. Self dot data, 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 self d self dot list name list underscore name equal to list name, and then self dot set window title window title. We can say in an F string, say songs in, and then we put in the list name, self dot list name. I don't know why I'm calling it list name. You can give it a proper title, because we want the title to be dynamic. So if I click on the new playlist, it says songs in new. If I click on the country playlist, it says songs in country. That's what I want to do, but you can choose an appropriate name. Then self dot, let's give the geometry, set geometry, and that one will be 550 and by 200 by, and the position is 400 300. Okay, I think the first two are rather the position, and then the size follows. Sorry about that. And then self dot set minimum size, which will be qt core dot kill size, and then that will be 400 by the 300 as we have set up there. And then I will set the maximum size, also set maximum size to be the same thing also. So I don't want, in other words, I don't want it to be resizable. That is what I want to. And then you can say self dot playlist. So this one, like we have created a new app, so let's create the list widget inside this dialog that will pop up. So self dot playlist playlist. Let me bring it up. Widget should be equal to qt widget dot kill list widget. Passing self as always, and then let's create a, because we want it to be full fill the window, we have to now put it in a layout. So you can say layout equal to this one. I think it's just one, so any of them should do any, but let me pick a VBox layout. So self dot layout is equal to qt widget dot kill VBox layout. That one to, yeah, passing itself, and then layout dot add widget, not add item, add widget, and then we are adding self dot playlist widget. Yes, like that. And then now let's add the list items here. So self dot playlist widget dot add items, and then we add in data. This is how we add multiple items to the queue list. Let's come back. Maybe we come and customize it, but let's come back here and then show playlist content. Okay, so define show underscore playlist underscore content. So the particular playlist equal to self dot playlist widget list widget dot current item dot text. So current item here dot text, and then we can say songs should be equal to fetch all songs from database table. Then we pass in the table which is the playlist. And then after we get all the songs, we can just say, it will come as 4 parts. So we can just say songs only, something like that, to get only the songs. So songs only equal to, and then in a list comprehension, os.path.basename song for song in songs. This is a list comprehension, but even if you are a beginner, you have not heard about it before, I don't think it should be difficult to understand it. It's just saying that for every song in this songs list, just take the os.path.base name of it, and that's it. And then after we get the songs only, we can just say playlist dialog equal to, then we call we create an instance, we call this one here that we have created, our custom, and then we have to pass in songs only. Where is it? Songs only as the data. That is it. The data is what we've passed in. The list name, or what will be the title, I'm sure you guess the proper name, is now supposed to be, let me make it an F string, to be playlist. And then I think there was another one that we were supposed to add. Oh, that is it. Okay, parent is none, so no problem. We made the parent none so that we don't have to be passing in self or anything like that here. Sometimes it worries. Okay. Now, what we have to do to show this playlist is say playlist dialog dot exec, the one with the underscore, this one. And so this should do is very safe to put this in a try except block. And so we can say showing playlist content error. Okay. Why is this saying so? Now let's come back up and see where is our playlist. We can just say that self dot playlist list widgets dot item double clicked dot connect self dot show playlist content. Let's cross our fingers and hit run. Then let's double click. You see songs in country, and then new, songs in new, cools, songs in cools, and then test, that will show us songs in test. But this is great. But let's even make it greater. We can customize it. Our app itself is customized, so this one should not be an exception. So back to playlist pop-up, let's just add some customizations down here to make it look like the actual app. Okay, the first thing is to, if this song list grows very tall, there will be some scroll bar. We don't want it. So customize pop-up or the pop-up. First thing is to remove the scroll bar. So self dot playlist widget, the one up here, dot set horizontal scroll bar policy. Yes, a very long one. To Qt core dot Qt dot scroll bar always off. Where is scroll bar always off? You can come into music.py. I think we already set one of them to scroll bar policy to off. So quick find should do that. Scroll bar, not case sensitive. So yes, this is here, so we can just copy this, come in here, and then paste it. Okay. Then after that, we can set one for the vertical also. So just duplicate and just say set vertical scroll bar policy. That one too will set it off for us. Okay, let's come back to music. Close out from this. We'll come back to this music again, so don't close it yet. And then now let's set the font size. So I think it would be best to give comment here too. So maybe hide scroll bars. And then the next one we are doing is to customize the font. Font equal to Qt GUI dot font. And then in here we can say font dot set point size. Let's make it 12. That's the font size. And then, or even let's make it 14. And then the next thing that we want to do is to set the font as bold. So font dot set bold to be true. And the next one is to set the weight to be 50. So font dot is it weight or set weight? Set weight to be 50. Then we can now set this as the font of the playlist widget. So self dot playlist widget dot set font to be font. Okay. Then the next one will be to let me just delete this one. The next one is to, because now if you run it, let's run it and see the changes we've done so far. See that the font now is large enough. Why is it not bold? It's supposed to be. Or is the width that is too small? Let me increase it to 100 and see. Okay, this is too much too. So anything between, let me just make it 70. And then now we can change the colors also. So change app or window colors, not the app. So it's a window colors. Okay. Self dot set the first thing is set style sheet, and then let's get the background color for application. That one too, we can get it at music. It is not this one, but let's copy it and then let's see. Border radius. So border radius, this is CSS. So border radius to be, let's make it 12 pixels. But the color here, it was RGB 10, 10, 25, and then 47. We didn't need the alpha, so 47. Let's see what it has done. So now it has given us this background. I don't think our border radius is working, but no problem. Okay, it's setting on the list widget or something like that. But the font, now let's change the rest to make the font rather white because it's not really showing well. So that one, this style sheet was for the, let me say, the window itself. It looks like the border radius is not even working. Let's take it off and make it simple. And then let's set style sheet for the playlist to make the font white. So self dot playlist, which is dot set style sheet. And this is where I'll go, and I want to now copy from the one of the style sheets or the list widgets inside our main app. We can copy this whole thing because this is loaded song list widget, so we can just copy that one and then paste it in like this, and this should fix it up for us also. So cools, and then yes, selection and everything comes in just as we want it to be. So songs in test, songs in that. Okay, so our app is almost complete. The only thing we have to do is to work on the pop-up context menus for each of these windows, and then also to probably work on the background also. So let's put that one in another video, and then we'll wrap it up there. So that, my friends, is how we can add this playlist functionalities. I hope you've learned a lot in this video. If you don't understand anything, make sure to leave it as a comment and I will come back and reply. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. It really gives me motivation to do amazing stuff. And consider also subscribing if you are new. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.